Good morning. Wonderful Wisconsin day. 33 degrees out, so a lot warmer. About 5 miles in, a 10-mile ruck. Hitting about 15:40, 15:30 a minute mile. Not running, zone 2. I'm a little bit off the air assault pace. Not bad for zone 2. Still cold enough to put gloves on. But a lot better than minus 20, minus 30 was last week. Still got out there. It was just way too cold to record and windy. Audio wasn't great. Real foggy out today, but I'm not here to give a weather report. I want to talk about culture, and I hope you can see where I'm going with this, because not only is it a business principle, but I think there's national implications there as well. So culture, talk to any CEO, leader in business, sports, wherever, culture is one of the main things. And in my experience, I've been in leadership. If you go back to just being some leadership as a basic training private, being a squad leader in basic training, I mean, that goes back to 96, and learning leadership principles in ROTC. I've been in a leadership gig now for, almost 30 years. So, not an expert by any means. I've led teams as small as 5 and a facility about 250 people. So, I know a little bit about it. I like to think better than average. And I can tell you culture is the biggest thing. It's all about culture. That's what I always used to say as a plant manager. It's all about culture. If you have a culture of telling everybody what to do all the time and not raising leaders to make decisions on their own, decentralized command, you're going to have a culture of we do what the boss says when the boss says to do it, and we don't question it. And hopefully the boss is the smartest person in the group and always has the best decision, because no one's ever going to challenge it because the boss says so. Obviously, that's not a good culture. You have a toxic culture where people cut each other down and don't help each other, fight against each other. They're in it for themselves. Called them spotlight rangers when I was training. Man, when the spotlight was on them, they were awesome. But then when they had to follow, they wouldn't do anything to help their teammates. Good old spotlight ranger. So now the question is, does culture... Hey, just real quick, I'm gonna run over here. Hey, if you're ever in southeast Wisconsin and you're looking for a workout on the side of the road, look at that. He even has a beer in there for you, so you can do a little pedaling, drink a beer. So speaking of culture, you have a culture just throwing crap on the side of the road and leaving it. But anyways, culture behavior drives everything. I've been working with folks to change the culture in their facilities, be better leaders at every level. Now the question I have, does culture only pertain to business, to sports teams, Or is there broader implications, broader applications of culture? In other words, do cities have a culture? Do states have a culture? Do nations have a culture? So one of the first things we do when we bring people into our organization, and this is what I would do as a plant manager, is introduce them to our culture. What are the expectations? How do we work here? And then we coach around those expectations and behaviors. And eventually, they either adopt to our culture or they don't remain a member of our organization. Now, can you imagine, as a business owner, let's say you have a team of 100, and you have a really strong work ethic, strong culture, and you start hiring people, and they say, yeah, you know what, first 10 applicants get the job. We're just going to bring them in. And oh, by the way, we're not going to make them know the history of our company. We're not going to make them conform to our standards. They don't have to learn the acronyms of our organization. So when I say, hey, you know, the SAP system is down, they don't really have to know what that is. They don't have to speak the corporate language, the company language. How long do you think that company is going to be in existence? A year? 2? What's going to happen to everybody that helped bring that culture, bring that company on board originally? Yeah. Probably going to go find somewhere else to work. And let's just say you keep adopting that policy. Hey, first 10 applicants for this new job. Pretty soon, you have more people that don't understand your culture and your heritage and where you're going as a company and the behaviors and the values that your company represents. They're not going to understand any of that. They're going to outnumber the people that do. Now, in a free market economy, those people that do understand it will get tired of it and they'll quit. And they'll go somewhere else. I hope you smell what I'm stepping in. Now the question you got to ask yourself, if the CEO or the owner of that company was to adopt a policy like that, we are just going to bring in the first 10 applicants of the job. What do you think? Would they be derelict in their duty of leader of that company? Yeah, probably. I would say yes. And then you have to ask yourself, why would they do that? Why would they adopt such policies? It seems like they're purposely trying to destroy their company. No, you don't understand. They want to be the voice of the marginalized. Oh, okay. What about the voice of everybody that was with that company, building it from the ground up, sharing blood, sweat, and tears and now watching it be destroyed. What about their voice? And they seem pretty marginalized right now, if you ask me. So, in the end, I would say that CEO, that owner, that business leader is destroying their company on purpose. Think about that. What's the purpose of our current situation? I can't believe there's a car on this little side road. Of course there is. Because there's going to be like 3 views. Milk truck. Anyways. If anyone actually does watch this, apologies, but hopefully, at some point, we get enough people out there talking the same stuff, affecting the minds of a few folks, we can start thinking differently. That CEO that's allowing everybody to just come in on their own, no interview process, no assimilation, they're destroying their company on purpose. There's no other way around it. Extrapolate that principle out. Do the math. Have a blessed day.